Hey guys, it's Teami here presenting you a how to do a handstand video. Now this is my second handstand video on how to actually do a handstand, where I will implement few new methods in which you can implement to your routine where you will hopefully achieve the handstand. The old handstand video I uploaded a few months ago is a good video in terms of the information I'm delivering, but in terms of speech, presentation and camera work, I believe it's not that appealing to me. So the methods I have shown you on the previous video are going to overlap on this video. However, I have added new techniques in which you can apply to your routine in order for you to get a handstand. So without further ado, let's get started. Before I mention the handstand progressions, let us talk about form. So I'm going to quickly demonstrate how a clean form handstand looks, and after that I'm going to show you how a handstand should not look like. So in terms of how to get your handstand straight, the only way I believe you can get it straight is through flexibility training. So work on your pancake, your pike, touching your toes, and essentially your mobility, your shoulder, flexibility. That's all I'm going to say with flexibility. There are tons of YouTube videos out there focusing on flexibility. I'm sure you can find one that can work for you. Alright guys, so the first progression to learning how to do a handstand is called kickstands. So you simply kick into a handstand and you try to feel the motion. You try to feel the movement. Nothing hard about that. So as you can see, I just keep kicking back up and down, up and down. I try to feel the movement, and if I can hold it, I'll try to hold it. But if I can't, I'll fall down and I'll try again. So initially, that is the first step, first progression on how to do a handstand. And in terms of reps and sets, I'd say try to do 4 reps of it, so 4 kickstands, and do that for 10 sets. So keep attempting it. Or you can just keep attempting it for a certain amount of time, so X amount of time. So 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 20 minutes. The longer you train it, the more likely your body will feel it, in my opinion. But you can get fatigued, so watch out with the time. Don't overdo it. So the second progression on how to do a handstand is simply using the wall. This one. So as you can see, the second progression isn't rocket science as well. It's very, very simple. Simply kick up into a handstand and use the wall. Put your weight on the wall, but at the same time, try to feel the handstand movement. Control your breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and feel the movement. Keep your core tight, keep your glutes tight, and just feel the movement. So the third progression is we are using the wall again, but this time our torso is facing the wall. is the third progression on how to do a handstand, and it is very, very simple as well. It's not rocket science. So what you want to do is you want to be perfectly straight, or attempt to be straight, and hold it there. Second progression and third progressions are very similar. You want to train 30 to 45 seconds hold for around 3 to 5 sets, with 1 minute 30 seconds to 2 minutes rest in between. But if you feel like you can do more than 45 seconds for each set, try to do it for 45 seconds to 60-second rest. The more you do it, the more strength you build up for handstand. So the last and fourth progression that will accelerate your handstand progression is using the wall again. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna alternate our legs. We're gonna keep one leg on the wall while keeping the other leg away from the wall. So as you can see, I believe that is a very, very efficient exercise in which you can develop balance and strength for handstand, which is ultimately what makes a handstand, balance plus strength. In terms of reps and sets, what you want to do is you want to alternate your legs 10 to 15 times for 4 to 6 sets, with 1 to 1 minute 30 seconds rest in between. Try to really feel your glutes engaging, your core engagement, along with applying some force on your shoulder. But that is the fourth progression. So with handstand, those are the progressions. Now I want to talk more in depth with form and I want to talk more about how to actually improve your rate at which you learn the handstand. What you want to do is, I believe handstands is consistent practice. You know, you can't practice it 3 times a week and expect to get it in a month. Try to train it 10 to 20 to 30 minutes a day, but consistently for 5-6 days a week. You want to train it for a good, again I said it 10 to 30 minutes, but they want to be efficient and maximize your workouts. So what I believe is, since the first progression is ultimately the hardest progression, because you are actually trying to learn how to do a handstand by just kicking. That is very hard, so focus 10 minutes on that and then move on to the second or third progression or fourth progression for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Now with handstands, your center of gravity is initially your stomach, I believe, where your belly button is. Now answer this for me. If you're learning handstands but your center of gravity, which is your belly button, is not in line with your whole body, how are you going to handstand? So what I mean is something like this. Say I'm a starter. Say I'm learning how to do a handstand now. I have no strength, no balance, but I want to learn the technique to maximize my workout. So think of it this way. My center of gravity is my stomach, and do you really think I'm going to hold a handstand if my center of gravity is not aligned with my shoulders and my glutes? So something along these lines. Can you see? My center of gravity, my stomach is here, my shoulder is here, and my legs are here. So you are not going to hold a handstand like this if you're a beginner. So what you want to learn is, if you can't actually go into the straight position, which most people aren't likely to, use your best friend, the wall. Now, another idea I want to issue is banana handstands. So a banana handstand, sometimes I do banana handstand myself because sometimes I'm a dingus. Now, to improve a banana handstand, it is very simple. Work on your flexibility, use the wall. Your wall is your best friend, right? So a banana handstand, a normal handstand looks like that. As you can see from that video, again, in terms of center of gravity, you can see my center of gravity is aligned with my shoulders and my glutes. And the last thing I want to mention is a straddle handstand. So if a full handstand, which is with your legs closed, is a bit difficult for you, try to spread your legs out, so it makes it easier. So that is what a straddle handstand looks like. I believe a straddle handstand is much easier than a closed leg handstand, mainly because something to do with gravity. I forgot, I'm sorry, but straddle is easier than closed legs. So that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my updated handstand on how to do a handstand video better, and I hope it helps some people out. And I know for a fact it is better than the previous handstand video because there's more progressions here, and I feel like I talked more in depth with form. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, or whatever, but make sure if you want to learn a handstand, train it 5 to 6 to 7 times a week. Don't overdo it. That's one key. Don't overdo it. 10 to 30 minutes is alright, I believe, if you're a beginner. But listen to your body. If your body's aching, rest. If your body's not aching, grind. But yeah, hope you guys liked it. Peace.